This is the finished project, so you can see the modern spare fits very nicely in there now. Hey everybody, it's Doc, and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to make a modern spare fit in a GR Corolla in the cargo area and not occupy any more space than you would normally have. So let me show you what we got going here. So this is a current trend in automotive manufacturing that I really don't care for, which is they don't even give you the option of a spare. So what they've done with the Corolla here is, I think in the process of making the GR Corolla, they had to move the battery to the back area. So they built this kind of foamy sort of container to put stuff in. And as you can see, it is set up. I mean, you can put a jack over here, and there's an area for a wrench and for sockets and other stuff, but there's no room for a spare. And what Toyota has decided to give us is a flat repair kit, which we'll take this apart and take a look at it in a little bit here, and then basically some fix-a-flat. And I don't think this is pressurized, so I don't even think there's air in this, so I don't know how you inflate your tire if it's flat. Maybe there is, I don't know. So you really have a few options when it comes to getting a flat, and some people don't think they're ever going to get a flat, and that if they do, AAA is going to come and rescue them. And I am here to tell you, when you're having an emergency, probably so is a bunch of other people, and you're going to have to stand in line like everybody else. And in my experience, we were actually on our way to Ohio in a Camaro, which had run flat tires, and we got a flat. We went as far as we could, but we couldn't get to a place that could actually change our tire. We ended up sitting on the roadside for 6.5 hours in 105-degree heat, waiting for a truck to come get us. Luckily, we were prepared. We had water and we had ice, but we ended up giving that to most of the other people that were stranded with us that hit the same pothole and had pretty much the same issues that we did. So, like I mentioned, you can go with run flat tires, which I did on the Corolla. And the reason I did that is because my daily drive, actually, there's no shoulders, it's all 2-lane. And so I need that amount of time to be able to get off the road somewhere safe to where I can change a tire. And for changing a tire, since Toyota didn't give us the option, I went with a company called Modern Spare. And I've dealt with Modern Spare before when I had my Tesla, and they make a really quality product. Basically, they have 3 options. One, you can buy just the wheel and the tire. 2, you can buy the wheel, the tire, and the tools with the jack. And this is really a good deal because it's really not much more. It's like I think it's like 15 or 20 bucks more for all the tools. And as you can see, I've painted the tools bright colors, and that's basically just an old survival trick that you want whatever tools you have to be bright colors, because if you drop it in the weeds, you want to be able to find it, because there's nothing harder to find than a black item in the grass or something like that. And I have them color coded, so we can explain that maybe a little bit later. But essentially, the third option is they sell it with a carry case, which I really don't like because it's round. It doesn't really fit anywhere, so you might as well find a place for your tire to fit. And so what we're going to do today, after we take a look at what's in this little kit here, is we're going to actually cut up this foam container here and make a spot for our Modern Spare to fit in. So let's take a look at these items. Let's see what Toyota supplies you with first. Okay, let's take a look here. So this is their idea of a repair kit. Okay, and so what we have here, it's not even a repair kit. It is a little air compressor, probably the cheapest air compressor known to man. Would it work? Maybe, maybe not. Let me show you. I won't use this. Okay, let me show you what I have. This is what I buy for all my cars, and this is I want to say they're like 70 bucks maybe on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. And this is a ViAir air compressor. I have like 4 of these. I've used them dozens and dozens of times, and they always work. They plug into the outlet, and it's an option definitely worth spending money on. It's only slightly less compact than this cheap piece of garbage, and certainly worth the money. So like I said, I'll throw the link in the description. We do have Amazon affiliates, so if you click on that, you help out the channel, which is nice, but it doesn't cost you anything. And then this must be their fix-a-flat stuff. So there we go. So basically it is a bottle of goo to insert into your tire to hopefully plug the leak. I say hopefully. I probably will, I don't know. I don't think I'm even going to keep this with the car because I don't see much value in it, because I'm going to have a repair kit. I'll have basically 3 ways to take care of this. I have my run flats, I have the modern spare, and I will also have a repair kit, because if I'm on a long trip, essentially I might as well repair the tire, and then I'm back on the big tires and I don't even have to go to a tire shop till I get home. So let's get to work, and we'll get this cleaned up, and I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so let's see how this will fit. And so full disclosure, I'm not the first person to do this. This has been done a few times in the forums, but I really haven't seen a good how-to video, so that's why I'm doing this. But essentially, it's a little bit of a tight fit for this wheel. But as you can see, I'm going to bring this over here. As you can see, we're going to need to cut right about that GR area, and we're going to cut out that whole section of styrofoam, I guess is what you'd call it. And it's my understanding it's a big mess, so we will do most of that outside. But first I'm going to mark it off. So we're just going to use a Sharpie, and we're going to just go around the diameter of the tire here. I don't know if you can see where I've marked out, but you can see the marker here. It goes right up to the corner of the GR there, and then just kind of circles around. So we're going to pull it out, and we're going to go somewhere where we can cut it up. I wasn't exactly sure what was going to work the best, so I've got a drywall blade here, which is for cutting drywall. And then I have just a basic hacksaw, which if I decide to use this, actually that works pretty good, I think. If I decide to use this, I'll probably put a little tape on there for a handle. But since we're going to be cutting this section off anyways, oh yeah. All right, so the drywall is definitely out. We're definitely going with the just the standard hacksaw blade. So that's what it should look like. And our tire should fit in there. I think we're going to run into is maybe a little bit of an issue right there. We'll find out here in a minute. You can see it's a big mess. We'll sand it later. So there's a couple of things to note here. One is there's a threaded mount back here. I'll have to make a hole here that I can put a strap to keep the tire in place. Let's see if our tire and wheel fit. Not quite, not quite. So it looks like I'm gonna have to take more off of the top arch here to get it to fit. Let me try it this way, just nice. Oh no, wait, there we go. All right, we got her to fit. We got it to work. It's a tight fit, but that works pretty well. All right, just a little trimming work to do. So you want to make sure you're going to be able to tie the tire down to keep it in place in case you have an accident where you roll over, so you don't have this big tire flying around your passenger compartment. There's a loop back here already, and there's a threaded insert there. Whoops. So I've got an old cargo loop from my FJ Cruiser days. So we're going to put that in here. And I like this kind of loop because it doesn't have any option of rattling around like the cheap ones you get at the hardware store. So you definitely want to stick with an automotive cargo loop. This is the finished project, and as you can see, the modern spare fits in there very nicely. Now someone's going to say, why didn't you put it in upside down so you could get the stuff out easier? And the problem is that these edges project up enough down below that you can't flip it over, but it's my understanding that if you have a standard Toyota spare, you might actually be able to do that. But what I have in the little case down here, I found an old case which was actually for it was a Tesla cable case for your mobile cable, and I wasn't using it, so it was perfect to put all of the tools in as far as the wrenches and the sockets and stuff like that. So it's got a good secure place. As you can see from the video, I packed it really well with towels, and so it should not rattle. And then I did use some 120 grit sandpaper to sand the edges so we didn't have a lot of flakes. It's very, very dirty, so when you do this, make sure that you do it outside, because otherwise you'll have a lot of black flecks that basically stick to you because they're electrically charged. Now over here, this is where the jack ends up, which is a perfect place for the jack. And this is obviously my good air compressor, and then below that I have a slime tire repair kit with a towel in between to stop any rattles. And then a couple of things I didn't show you guys that I did was I'm a big believer in battery tenders, so I have a battery tender tail there for when I put this away in the wintertime probably. And I was not really very happy that there's not a power point in the back, so what I ended up doing was I ended up wiring myself a power point. I'll do a cleaner installation for that later. That will be for my ARB fridge, which if you don't have one, you really should. And then these were just a little side thought. These are some cheap little hooks that actually match pretty well with the red piping on the back seats. And these are just for hanging grocery sacks on, so it makes the back just a little bit more efficiently useful. So, but that is it for the project, and I tried the mat in there already, and it fits perfectly flat. So this is a great project. I highly recommend it to everybody. I will put links for all the products that I think of that we used in the description. And you know, like I said, we do have an Amazon affiliate thing. So if you click on the link, that will help us out so we can continue doing projects like this. Certainly subscribe, give us a like, especially if you like this kind of video, and we will do more as we can. You guys have a great day. We'll see you out there. So with the mat back in, you can see that this is a perfect project. You can see the tire peeking out a little bit over there. One thing I did forget to mention, you know, back when I had my Tesla and I had the modern spare actually in the open in the Tesla, something to think about would be to buy a, you know, they make these tire wraps that, you know, essentially the tire can slide into and you can close it up. And the one precaution, I did not experience this, but I know people down south that did. If you have a tire in the back of your car and it's in the open and the car gets really hot, you will get like this hot rubber smell infiltrating your car. So you want to wrap that tire. And those wraps are also useful in the respect that when you change your tire and you get this muddy old flat, you can put it into the wrap and then you don't get the rest of your car dirty. So anyways, that's it. Have a good one, you guys.